Die Hard. Oh my god, I've been wanting to talk about this movie for so long. You cannot have a Christmas without Die Hard. You know what? I'm just gonna watch it again. Just give me a moment. I'll be right back. Okay, now that I have finished rewatching this film once again, I'm able to give a much better review of this film. So yeah, Die Hard, directed by John McTiernan and stars Bruce Willis as John McClane. The film tells a story about a man who is estranged from his wife and family, but when his wife and a bunch of people are trapped in a building being held hostage by a bunch of terrorists, he must form a plan to try and take down these terrorists one by one before they hurt anyone else, especially his wife. Now, this is a movie that I actually watched a lot more recently. I did not really grew up with this movie. It's one of those more recent films I've seen. And after watching it a few times in my life, I have to say, this movie slaps. This movie absolutely slaps in the action department, with the characters, with the villains, with the writing. It slaps on all fronts. What I love most about it is the escalation and tension, and how it was able to play everything very seriously. This could have been a cheesy Christmas action film, but John McTiernan was able to add a little bit of Christmas charm to the film, but not have it be distracting to where it just feels like an action movie just taking place in Christmas, and there's just like Christmas trees everywhere, Christmas music. No, it plays it straight as an action film, and the tension, because of that, was able to feel real. Nothing was comedic in this film. While there are comedic moments, and Bruce Willis does a fantastic job in the role, and does have a lot of great moments in himself where he's being sarcastic. Most of that is him being very angry at the incompetent cops that are just handling this situation all wrong, mostly because they're not really focusing on the most important aspect of what's happening in this situation. While they are technically trying to save those people, they're just going in guns and blazing and just assuming things are going to happen at some point, hoping it works out in their favor and not looking at the whole situation realistically. He is the one down-to-earth cop that has seen a lot, that knows a lot, and has a family at stake. And so because of that, you are rooting for John McClane to get out of the situation and save all these people. And what I love most about John here is that while he is a flawed character, he is never unlikable. Everything he does come at a good place of heart. You can tell that he's a really good person, just dropped in a very terrible situation, and he's doing everything he can to try and make sure everyone comes out of this okay. And you can definitely tell how much of a toll it is taking on him, as he is one of those action heroes that can take damage and can get hurt or have setbacks in whatever he tries to do, though he is always a step ahead of our villains, especially our main one, played brilliantly by Alan Rickman, by the way, rest in peace. He is like evil. Alan Rickman's villain here as the main terrorist honcho is fantastic, and these two characters bantering back and forth, trying to one-up each other, trying to get ahead of one another. It's like, I love it. I love this hero and villain dynamic that's the movie going for, and they never really meet in person for a good portion of the film. And that still creates a lot of tension, as the other terrorists do create a lot of setbacks for him and create a lot of trials and errors for him to go through. And I love how the movie was able to pound our hero to the dirt, trying to have him like improvise some of his plans and trying to make sure everything goes to plan. It just creates a lot of tension, as I said. It creates a lot of suspense. But the movie was able to still find downtime to have our characters just talk. And while there's a bit of illogical things going on, especially with the radio reporter being in the mix here, who I think is pretty useless to film, and I don't think really serves as much of a purpose apart from one moment to where the main villain finds out something about our main character. I feel like you could have cut some of this stuff out and get the idea of what's going on. I just don't feel like that plotline was pretty relevant to the movie. But the rest of the film and how it plays off the characters bantering with one another, especially with one of the cops and John here, I think worked very well. It creates a lot of good, heartwarming moments between these characters that help develop them even further and have us see these characters as people in terrible situations that they're just trying to work out, you know? Overall, the action is great. The sets are fantastic. The choreography and stunts were just off the walls incredible. Like, this is during a time when action movies are doing stuff for real. Like, I would not like real gunplay or they're actually stabbing or hitting each other, but they're doing a lot of these stunts for real and practically. And the movie magic works here very well to where you can't tell what's going on. Maybe the blood effects are a little bit weird now for nowadays, but the action still hits very hard today. And I love how it's able to feel intense and it's not able to hold back on a lot of the violence. There's a lot of brutal moments in this film that help amplify the suspense and tension even further, you know? Overall, with great characters, great action, great tension, a fantastic and threatening villain, Die Hard is one of the best action movies of the past few decades. It is very fun. I would highly recommend it to anyone who loves action movies. It is clearly the best Christmas movie ever. No denying that. And I'm going to give Die Hard an A. It's not my personal favorite Christmas movie, but it's definitely one of the best. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next time, and have a Merry Christmas.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.